Jesse Munoz for Yakima MTG. With me, Geoff Hamasaki.
Hello.
Back for round 2 of Friday Night Magic's Legacy event. On the left, we've got John Visaya playing Grixis Delver. A pretty standard build. A pretty fair build compared to, again, on the right, Warden Wiltsey. Sorry, I'm mispronouncing his name. Playing a Hightide deck.
Okay.
So he's going to try to do unfair things. It's not as complicated as the Dredge deck we saw in round 1. Right. It is complicated because you have to make all the right plays, but it's a lot more standard, cast instants and sorceries and untap your lands and make them tap for a bunch of mana. So
right. So what he's trying to do is generate a ton of mana, maybe even infinite mana, and then kill John with a big spell like a brain freeze. Blue Sun Zenith or brain freeze.
Yeah,
brain freeze.
John gets an aggressive draw though, with a turn 1 Delver of Secrets and then flipping it.
Okay.
So putting Warden Orrery down to 16.
That's probably exactly what he wants to do.
Yeah. So John,
he had a young Pyromancer in his hand.
Yeah, John's gonna just try to take advantage of cheap creatures and cheap direct damage like lightning bolts, and young Pyromancer. So every cheap spell that he plays gets him another creature, and then just kind of overwhelm you very quickly.
Yeah.
All right, so
a free spell.
Yeah. So Delver into young Pyromancer into Gitaxian Probe, and on Warden's hands, missed a bunch of the cards because some of them are proxies.
I'll go get a snap written on a white paper.
Yeah. All right, so Warden's deck is not really interactive. It's just sort of going to do its thing. He does have a Snapcaster Mage. Looks like he had a couple Hightide. John's going to attack here for 6. That's going to put Warden down to 10.
It's getting a big chunk out.
Yeah. Oh, and Deathrite Shaman is what his Black Splash basically is. Because it's pretty much a blue-red Delver deck. Mm-hmm. Then you just add the Deathrite just to eat more chunks of life.
Is it a lightning bolt?
Lightning bolt to Warden. So lethal's.
So he's got lethal on board.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Warden's got a Snapcaster though that he can flash in.
Yep.
You can also play the snap to bounce something.
Yeah, so
he's gonna play the snap, bounce the Insectile.
Spell Pierce is gonna take care of that. And we're gonna.
So he would have been able to untap and then play the Snapcaster.
Yeah.
Also.
So he would have taken like 2 there, traded the Snapcaster with the Pyromancer. Yeah. Warden is playing a game where he just needs 1 life and just the right cards, and he can, you can just go off.
Right.
Create infinite mana very quickly. So, John, in comparison, is doing some pretty fair stuff, though. Playing turn 1 Delver into young Pyromancer into 2 more elementals with a Deathrite Shaman that quick is hardly fair.
Sure.
But that's the name of the game in Legacy.
It's like John's doing a bunch of sideboarding. Warden doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's got a perfect deck already.
Yeah. I know he plays a couple of Force of Wills. I'm not sure if he plays a full 4, but I think that's really the only interaction that he has with John's deck. I mean, he does have the snaps, but there's times I think Warden will want to use the snaps on his own, like Snapcaster Mage, when you're,
Sure.
when you Hightide and each mana is creating, each island is creating like a 3 or 4 mana a turn. Snapcaster, flashback something like Turnabout or something, and then snap it back and do some more shenanigans.
Right.
All right. So, what's got a decent hand, I think. Couple lands, Snapcaster. Looks like Dig Through Time. And we're good to go. Turn 1 island from Warden.
So he's got a Delver.
Another turn 1 Delver.
See if it flips this time.
An island from Warden. Looks like upkeep, we're going to brainstorm, so it is going to flip.
All right.
I don't remember being able to do that in standard when Delver was around. Alright, make sure
Reveal.
Oh, yeah, let's put the land. Let's put the land on
Okay.
top.
So reveal the bolt. Flip the Delver.
Play your second land.
Okay.
Attack for 3.
He's got a
ponder,
a couple ponders,
and another
brainstorm.
Yeah. All right, third island from Warden. Man, Delver Seekers does just so much work when you get on turn 1 and then flip.
Oh yeah, does a lot of chump blocking when you can't flip it though.
Yes, it does. All right, so he's gonna ponder. He's gonna see land, forest. Man, I feel like that's. I guess he could use the land. I almost feel like that's a shuffle hand. All right, so he's just keep the forest and then draw.
I mean, his hand is full of gas right now. I don't think he is looking for a specific thing right now. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, so in comes Delver. Warden's down to 11. Warden hasn't played anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's at a virtual 8 now. Now he's at a literal 8. There's another land. Passes the turn. Warden's going to have to do something here soon.
Yeah, if he can Hightide, he's got the snap. I don't know what else he's got.
A dig and a snapcaster, it look like.
Yeah, so you can see a bunch of cards.
Yeah. Alright, so John's searching for a land here. He's going to get another volcanic island.
And John had the turn 2 Delver flip, but he hasn't added anything else to the board. Yeah. If he would have gotten a turn 2 Pyromancer like he did last time, Warden would be just dead right now.
Yep. All right, another land was the draw. See, that's why I didn't like keeping that ponder. It's because he's flooding out now, and he has stuff, but it's all non-interactive, you know. All right, so he's going to attempt to ponder,
interrupting the ponder with something.
All right, there's the Hightide.
Okay, so now he's got double mana from his islands.
Yeah, so he's got 8 mana available. If this resolves, let's see if it resolves. Looks like John's going to try to force it.
All right.
Snapcaster Mage. And
another force.
All right, so looks like this just might be it.
So 2 lands open, Snapcaster's in the graveyard. It's like he's got a snap in his hand, so he could bounce the Delver.
All right, so the ponder does resolve. John is didn't like the 3 that he saw, so he's shuffling it all up. And we'll draw rando from the top. So it looks like a daze maybe.
Right, Warden draws the forest 1 turn late.
Yeah. All right, so there's a young Pyromancer.
Okay, so he's going to get snapped.
I guess you just start digging here soon, right?
I think you have to. Yeah. How many cards do you have in his graveyard, though?
It's 4. All right, John's going to go to 16.
Let's see what's up
Search for another
first.
one. Did I see a Gurmag Angler in his deck? If I did, I love his deck already. I think I saw 2.
Seems fine. I mean, if he's not delving away aggressively, then cards just in his graveyard. He can just cast the Angler for 1 mana.
I love it. All right, so I think we are at the end of Warden's turn right now. Maybe not. All right, so there's a Delver.
I think this is after the attack. The Delver got snapped.
All right, so there's the Dig Through Time. Warden smart enough to leave up 1 mana too in case John has a daze. Or maybe he just because he could have used that mana and not delved all this stuff. All right, so there's an Impulse, there's a land. So Warden has to do it now or it's over. So you gotta go. All right, so there's a Lightning Bolt.
I guess this is end of turn.
Okay. Pass the turn.
Yep.
All right, so upkeep.
Oh, so trigger.
There's the Impulse.
Okay.
So he's gonna look at 4 cards. And
it's 1 card.
Yeah, so Snapcaster Mage I think is the take here.
Yeah, he's got 2 lands and a force.
Yeah.
Definitely don't need the land.
Yeah.
So Snapcaster to the hand.
Alright, there's 4 mana. Alright, so he means business now that he pulled out his keep track of
Storm?
Yeah. And so there's a reset. But I don't think he should be. I don't think he can actually cast reset here.
Not right. Not in response to the Delver tree. He's got to wait till after the upkeep, right?
Right. All right. So looks like he got away with 1. So there's a Snapcaster. Okay. He's going to target the Impulse.
4 more.
So I think that's a Hightide. He's got 2 cards in his hands that are proxies that I'm not sure what they are. So it must not have been a Hightide because he would have taken it. I think he would have at least. All right, so there's a snap.
So is he bouncing his own Snapcaster here?
Yeah, he's going to bounce his own Snapcaster, and he gets to untap 2 lands as well.
Sure.
So Snapcaster, targeting, reset, which again isn't legal to play here. Untaps all of his lands. There's 3. 4. I didn't see what it was. Brainstorm? No, draw 4. Hightide. Alright, so now he's going to be able to generate. He has basically 4 mana available now.
Right, and if he can. Looks like he's tapping both. Just snap. So he's got 2 floating. He's going to untap 2 more lands.
So now there's 6 mana available with a Snapcaster.
Right. It's got a Brainstorm, Force, a couple proxies.
What was the card that he drew a bunch of 4 cards with? All right, so Snapcaster Mage.
So he's got 4 floating.
You snap again.
Yep. Untap. So now he's got 6 available. No, 8 available. He's got 4 floating and then 4 on the board.
I had 2 floating.
I think he's got.
So he's down to 1 now after the brainstorm.
Okay. Oh, right, because he's 2 at Snapcaster, so.
Alright, so there's a brainstorm, puts 2 back on top, probably just lands. There's
3 mana. Snapcaster.
Looks like he's up to 7 on Storm now. Alright, so Hightide. So he flashbacks Hightide.
There's another snap.
Yeah. So now everything's gonna tap for 3 mana. So that's gonna be 6 for the 2.
Yep, 6 mana.
So 4 floating now. Gonna snap.
Jeez.
Bring back the Snapcaster. 5 for Cunning Wish.
Okay, so now you can search his sideboard for brain freeze, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's the better card here than. So here's the problem with what Warden did is he solved this Spell Pierce, right?
Spell Pierce should be in John's hand.
Yeah, and I think that totally changes this. I don't think Warden's able to do all that. Do everything that he's able to do. There's Turnabout, so that's going to untap all of his lands.
Okay. And now he can flash back the Cunning Wish.
So he's got 5 in the board, and you tap for a gang of mana. But again, so Warden cast Reset when he wasn't actually allowed to cast Reset.
Right.
And
I don't know if did it actually matter though?
It's hard to say now, but
because I don't know if he ever didn't have the Force available, you know?
He did it, yeah, but he also had, he had Daze and Spell Pierce. I'm not sure if he was, if it changed things or not.
Yeah, but, if John has another counterspell in his hand, I think it does. I don't think the Spell Pierce alone would have stopped it.
All right, so there's the Brain Freeze.
All right, and the Storm is pretty high.
It's high, yeah. So it's 3, 6, 12.
12 mana.
Untap everything.
Yeah.
So he's on triple dice now. So he's at over 12 on the Storm count. There's 3 more. There's Snapcaster Mage. There's Dig Through Time. All right. There's the Blue Sun's now, so he's got 2 ways of winning.
So we can Brain Freeze him down to a couple cards and then make him draw the cards.
I'm pretty sure the Brain Freeze is enough, or just as is now. I'm not sure what this. I can't see all the dice on the Storm count.
Yeah, I'm guessing John has about 45 cards in his deck left.
All right, there it is.
Yep.
So he might have been able to do that still after John drew the snap or the Spell Pierce.
Yeah, if John had a Force, I think he would have been able to stop the big turn.
Just trying to go back, 20 plays, trying to remember if what cards Warden had in his hand at the time.
So if this is at the Pro Tour, where they go to the replay and come back an hour later and figure out the ruling?
Probably. Now that you can do video coverage replay.
All right. There's got to be some kind of time limit, though, right? They can't just go back like to the start of the game.
No.
Just watch the whole thing.
I think because so many not turns, but so many different plays had happened. So many different spells have been cast. I don't think you can go back that far.
Right. Also, they have a judge at the table. They're probably catching the obvious illegal play.
We did get to see him storm off, though, and that's always fun. I'm a big fan of storming off.
Yeah, he doesn't even have the card in his deck. He just gets it out of the sideboard.
I think he had the brain freeze. I think he got the turnabout. I didn't see what. Did you see what card he got out of his sideboard?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. All right, so John's going to be on the play here, and it looks like we're good to go on both 7s.
All right, polluted Delta.
Underground Sea. Let's see, does he have the turn 1 Delver again?
The Dream again?
Yeah. 3 games with the turn 1 Delver. Looks like he's no Deathrite Shaman.
Okay. So not the beatdown card, but
still fun.
Yeah.
There's a Taxian Probe. A couple lands, Brainstorm.
So I wonder why
Brainstorm.
He probed after playing the Shaman, because if he draws a Delver here, it seems like you'd rather play that over the Shaman turn 1, right?
Oh, you mean after? Yeah. After you draw from the Taxian Probe. Yeah, probe first. Probe first before you draw.
Right.
I mean, he hit days, but yeah.
So get another probe in his hand too.
Probe, man. Look for that Delver. All right.
Although I think the Shaman's pretty good against the deck too, because he can't. He can respond to Snapcaster triggers and stuff like that.
Yeah, start taking all that stuff out of the graveyard.
He won't be able to do that Snapcaster shenanigans stuff again.
Yeah. All right, there's a brainstorm from Warden. Let's see if John lets it resolve. I think I'm okay dazing it here. Yeah.
Yep. I don't think you really need that much mana, so
yeah,
putting yourself back a turn on a land drop is fine.
So he taps the land, then dazes, and then uses the mana to bolt Warden. I like it. And you still have mana. Oh, he forgot to eat one of that brainstorm. He could have put Warden down to 13.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, so there's the brainstorm. Or excuse me, Gitaxian Probe. So Snapcaster Mage, 2 resets, couple brainstorms. Lightning Bolt, I think, was the draw. There's the brainstorm. That's what you hate. You hate when you counter 1 brainstorm and then they just have like 2 more. Just like, oh, that was waste.
It's fine though. I mean,
sure.
Setting it back a turn. I mean, he basically wasn't able to do anything that turn. So
yeah. All right, so he eats brainstorm. Warden's going to go down to 13. Polluted Delta. Warden going to go down to 12.
I wonder if John's splashing any green to 8 creatures with Deathrite or not.
I haven't seen any of the green lands. I don't think so. Another Deathrite.
Okay.
Impulse from Warden in a turn. So look at 4 here.
Double Deathrite's actually a reasonable clock too.
Sure.
Like,
and each player is going to be putting instants and sorceries in the graveyard, so there's going to be enough fodder for sure. All right. Impulse into Brainstorm from Warden.
Response, he's going to exile it.
Impulse, yep. And then Lightning Bolt. And then Daze. It's quite a turn.
Yeah.
Warren's quickly down to 7.
It's a 2-turn clock with the Death Rides out there.
Yep. Land for the turn. Warren really looking for like a Hightide. I think he's got enough stuff to kind of go off.
It looks like he has a couple snaps, a Snapcaster.
Yeah. Some resets. Alright, so there's Snapcaster Mage. Sure, he's going to eat whatever he targets. There's the Brainstorm. Warden goes down to 5. And Deathrite Shaman is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Land was the draw. Yeah, Warden needs... I think he needs a Hightide.
So going on a 3 here. So as soon as he untaps, it's game over here, right?
Should be, yeah.
He can respond, I guess, to the triggers by killing John. That's the only way it's going to...
Yeah. Alright, so he goes to eat 1. There's the reset. There's the days. So he tapped everything. So there's 5 in the pool, 2 for the reset.
Yeah.
And then he can just pay. He can just pay the 1 for the
right.
For
he's
the
got
days.
2 left over still.
Yeah. Let's see what happens here.
All right, so gonna go for the
Alright, so he's gonna try to eat.
second. So he went for the second Death Rite.
Yep.
Are they still both in the stack?
Yeah. Flusterstorm. All right. John takes it down. The Fair Deck wins.